Hello, welcome back to the channel. Let's continue with molecular point groups in this video too. So in my previous videos, I have covered molecules with low symmetry. Under that heading, 3 points group was covered, and then we had entered to molecule with high symmetry. There are 6 different molecular point groups have been covered in 2 different videos, and in this video we shall continue with Sn, point group Sn, then C infinity V and D infinity H. For linear molecules, these 2 point groups will come. So all this we shall cover it in this video with 3D animations. In molecules with high symmetry, if we have a proper axis but no perpendicular C2s, in that case the molecule it goes to either C1, Cn, or not C1, Cn, Cnv, or CnH. Or if it is a molecule with a proper axis which can be identified to be principal axis and subsidiary axis which are perpendicular C2 axis that is existing, in that case we have seen that the molecule it enters to this Dn, Dnd, or Dnh point group. So this was covered in one video, this was covered in one video. So if you have not seen that, please do watch that and then you can continue with this. Okay, now in this, the last one under this MHS, molecules with high symmetry, it is Sn. So this point group we shall see in the beginning. This point group Sn, it can be even called as improper rotation point group, because in this point group, except this improper rotation, strictly speaking, it can be just whatever operations are possible in this point group, it can be just summarized as one improper rotation axis, or they can be performed on one improper rotation axis. And so we can say that only this improper rotation it will be possible in this case. H, or order number of operations possible in this group, that will be is equal to just n. So what are the operations that are possible? E, of course it will be possible, and n minus total number of operations, it should be n. So if one is E, the others definitely they should be present on Sn. So how, like on Sn, what all operations are possible? With one illustration we can see that. Okay, consider this molecule. This is in fact SF4 molecule. This is tetrabromoneopentane. Usually other examples will be taken, but this is simple to understand. So I have chosen this tetrabromoneopentane as example for this. See, this is tetrahedral carbon, and you are weaving it so that two of the bonds they are projecting towards you. This is the best 2D representation that I can give for this molecule, and two more bonds they are projecting away from you, right? And then, so this you can take it to be CH2 group. This is a CH2 group. All these are CH2 groups. To that, one bromine is attached, right? So as I have indicated, so here it is, it's above and it's towards above. So what I should say is, from the plane this CH2 it lifts up, and from that point this moves in this direction. That's how, this is the best representation that I can give for this molecule. We shall see that see this molecule in 3D animation, then it will be clear to you. Now on this molecule, if at all I can perform any operation, so that can be said as S4 operation. So if I say I am performing S4 operations, you just observe, if axis it passes through this carbon atom, in that case S4 it says it is C4 plus sigma. So now what I can do is C4 means this bond it takes this position, but that will not lead the molecule to equivalent orientation, because now in this position bond is projecting below, but in this position bond it is projecting above. By rotating this molecule by 90 degree, this bond it comes here, so it will be projecting towards the observer. So that is not equivalent orientation. But in reflection plane, in perpendicular plane, if I take reflection, this bond which was present above, that goes below. That's how the molecule it results in equivalent orientation. We shall see this in 3D animation. So that's how on this molecule the operation that I can perform is in fact S4. Okay, if it is S4, we know that n different operations can be thought of. Out of that, few will be genuine improper axis operations, and few other they just turn out to be simple operations. So that has been given here. S41 it will be C41 into sigma. It will be genuine improper operation itself. This cannot be further simplified. But S42 it can be written as C42 into sigma 2. We know this, that sigma 2 it is E. So therefore this C42 it remains, and even this C42 it simply shows that 2 times 90 degree rotations, which is equal to 1 time 180 degree rotation. Therefore even it can be called as C21. So S42 essentially turns out to be C21. Then S43 it will be genuine improper rotation, sigma 3 it will be sigma. These relationships it has been demonstrated in previous videos. So C43 into sigma, it remains a genuine improper operation. Then last one S44, that will be C44 into sigma 4. C44 is also E, sigma 4, sigma raised to 4 is also E, so therefore it will be E, right? So this point group definitely there will be chances of confusion, that usually in our method we start identifying proper axis first. So we can identify a proper axis. See, proper axis again, that will be collinear with this S4 axis. So if I rotate the molecule by 180 degrees, this it takes this position, this it takes this position. Therefore there are chances that we can confuse this with some point group where proper axis should be possible. There are a lot of chances to confuse, but carefully, by looking carefully, by inspecting the molecule carefully, we can understand that this C4, C21, whatever is present, that can be even said as S42. Therefore, this molecule, it should be going to this point group S4 or SN point group. So, we should be careful when we are identifying molecules with this point group. Especially when we have a proper axis. So it may look like it has just one proper axis, and we may confuse this with CN point group. So keep this point in mind. Whenever we feel that the molecule is going to CN point group, then definitely we should check for the possibility of SN point group. So just one example I have taken for this. Let's see the video in animated platform. We shall see how this S4 operation it can be performed. This is the molecule tetrabromoneopentane. So in this, let me demonstrate S4 axis. So first let me identify that S4 axis. See, S4 axis, you can see S4, it is C4 plus sigma, perpendicular sigma. So both the things we can see now. So now what I can do is I can rotate the molecule on this axis by 90 degree, and then if I take the reflection, this atom, if you keep in reference, so by rotation it will come somewhere here. So above this carbon atom, it will be towards the observer, but after taking reflection it will reach back this position. So you can observe that carefully. See, this is it has taken 90 degree rotation now. Now it is not identical orientation when it reflects back. So now even reflection operation is being performed, it will come back to the original orientation, right? So maybe from this view also we can see it for one more time. So it's C4 rotation, then now followed by sigma. So therefore in this case what we have is S4 axis, and as I have said earlier, S42 it will be C2 for this. So even if I perform S4 twice or even C2, it both will be same here. So even C2 it can be shown the same axis, it will even serve as C2. This C2 operation mathematically it can be shown that it will be even S42. Okay, let's go to the next one. So after this SN, we are done with MHS, molecules with high symmetry. Now we are entering to molecules with special symmetry. So in this molecules with special symmetry, first we shall consider a point group C infinity V. It's a linear point group. Molecules with linear structure, they can exhibit, or they can go to this point group C infinity V. And order of this point group, that means number of operations that are possible on this molecule belonging to C infinity V, that will be infinite. So many operations which cannot be counted, so that many operations can be performed, and it will be regarded as infinity, right? What are those operations that can be easily summarized? So of course E will be possible, and the C infinity, it indicates that there is C infinity axis. So what is the C infinity axis? We shall see that, and even infinite number of sigma V's. So all operations, they can be covered under this set. Now consider the example. Usually take an example for this is HCl, but even HCN, it will be this point group itself. So now this axis, this is the linear molecule, and the molecular axis that will be taken as principal axis. This axis, it will be C infinity axis. C infinity axis, it simply means that on this axis you rotate the molecule by any angle what you want. So you want to rotate it by 90 degree, fine. You want to rotate it by 180 degree, it is fine. You want to rotate it by any angle, 1 degree, 2 degree, any angle, any small angle that is possible. So that will take the molecule to equivalent orientation itself. So if the molecule it is like this. Say imagine this is a sphere, this is a sphere, this is a sphere. Three spheres, they are connected in this way, and you are rotating it on that axis. So by any angle you rotate, that doesn't change the orientation of molecule. In fact, even that will keep the position of atoms in same position itself. So that axis, it will be considered as C infinity axis. Of course, identity it will be present. Now, along with that, this molecule, it is said to have infinite number of sigma B's. So that maybe in 3D we can see that clearly. But see, any plane that we consider which contains this C infinity axis, see whether it is like this, or we are cutting the molecule from this plane, or any plane for that matter, that will be plane of symmetry for this molecule. So therefore this molecule, it will have these symmetry operations possible, and such point group, it will be called as C infinity V. One important hint: all linear molecules which are non-centrosymmetric. Non-centrosymmetric means they shouldn't have inversion center. So in this case, now if inversion center it exists, it should exist here at the center carbon atom. And if we move away from this inversion center in both the directions, we should get identical orientation, but identical atoms we should meet with. But see, if I move in this direction, I meet N here. If I move in this direction, I get H here. So no inversion center is existing in this case. So therefore it's a non-centrosymmetric. Any non-centrosymmetric linear molecule, that will be definitely this point group C infinity V itself. Some other examples, some heteronuclear diatomic molecules, all heteronuclear diatomic molecules, definitely it will be this point group itself. You see, all these are heteronuclear diatomic molecules. Some triatomic molecules which do not contain inversion center I, just like HCN, they are also going to this point group itself. Okay, we shall see this HCN molecule in animation. So this is the 3D model of HCN. It's a linear molecule, as we can find. So this goes to C infinity V, and first let me show that C infinity axis. So this is C infinity axis, so axis of the molecule. Now it's difficult to show the operation here, because on any angle on this axis, the molecule, it can be rotated, and it will lead the molecule in identical orientation. So these bonds we need not bother. So whenever we are considering operations, only physical significance it will be given to atoms. So this is just bond, so that we need not bother. So just if we consider these three atoms, by any angle I can rotate, and the molecule it will be in its equivalent orientation itself. So it's C infinity axis. So along with that, here many infinite number of sigma V's are present. Say now, let's say I just pass a plane in this way that bisects the molecule, or say I rotate the molecule in some orientation, say, and now I can pass plane like this. Now I can pass a plane like this. So I can have infinite number of planes. Say essentially, if I include all those planes, so it will be like this. So infinite number of vertical planes are also possible in case of this molecule C infinity V. The next one is D infinity H. Again, this is a linear point group itself. Only linear molecules, they can go to this point group, but this is definitely different from C infinity V, and definitely this is more symmetric than C infinity V. D infinity H, it has more symmetry operations possible, though we list them as infinity, but careful observation shows that C infinity V and D infinity H, definitely D infinity H, it's more symmetric. So what are the operations possible? E is possible. If it is infinity here, definitely if the infinity axis should be possible. And if it is a D, already we know the meaning of D. It means that it shows infinite number of C2 axes which are perpendicular to the original principal axis. So therefore now C infinity axis, if it is taken as principal axis, infinite number of perpendicular C2s, they should exist, and they do exist in this case. And along with that H, it indicates that this molecule, it has sigma H. So it's essentially like D and H, but now N value, it can be any value. So therefore it will be written as D infinity H. And infinite number of sigma V, and of course in this case inversion center, that will also come. Okay, one example, typical example that will be taken for this is carbon dioxide, CO2. Linear molecule, and this axis, it will be C infinity axis, because on this axis I can rotate the molecule by any angle. to get identical orientation. So therefore it will be C infinity axis. Then now this molecule, it has inversion center. This carbon, it can serve as inversion center from this carbon atom when we move from opposite direction. So at identical distance we get identical situation. So that's how usually inversion center is considered. And now that we have here, so this is centrosymmetric molecule. Now see, along with that, just it's not one I, along with that so many other symmetry elements, they automatically come. See, one such is this sigma h. Now you can imagine, so this is a plane which is perpendicular to the axis. So that plane, it will be considered to be sigma h. That exactly divides the molecule into two parts. So that's sigma h. And now infinite number of C2s, they have been shown like this, right? So you can take any of these axes, and on that axis you rotate the molecule it will return to equivalent orientation. So you have infinite number of C2s and sigma h. So therefore C infinity, infinite number of C2s plus sigma h, that should take the molecule to D infinity h point group. Along with that inversion center, it has been said, inversion center, it will automatically come, and even infinite number of sigma v's. So now just like in the case of C infinity V, we can cut the molecule like this, or from above we can cut the molecule, from anywhere we can cut the molecule, so that the C infinity axis, it should be part of plane. In that case the molecule, it will result in identical orientation itself, and that's how infinite number of sigma v's are also present. All these things we shall see in animation, so that it will give you a clear idea. And one very important point, linear molecule which is centrosymmetric, that will be this D infinity H. Linear molecule which is non-centrosymmetric, that will be C infinity V. So when we have linear molecule, only two possibilities, either it should be C infinity H, C infinity V, or D infinity H. So if it is centrosymmetric, that definitely that will be D infinity H. So some more examples have been written here. Acetylene, centrosymmetric, and all homonuclear diatomic molecules, they come here. Homonuclear diatomic molecules like H2, N2, O2, and this is HgCl2, this is linear molecule, H is at the center, both Cls, they are in opposite direction, that also belong to this point group itself. Then azide ion, N3 minus, which is linear, so that also comes to this point group itself. Fine, we shall see these aspects in animation. This is the model for carbon dioxide. Again, it's linear molecule. So first let's see some operations like sigma h. Sigma h, it's this plane. So in this case we have sigma h, which can just pass through this. So when I include C2 axis, it will be very clear to you. But before that, let me just show you C infinity axis. So as it was shown in the case of HCN molecule, this is C infinity axis. On this axis, the molecule, it can be rotated by any angle to get equivalent orientation. So therefore this is C infinity axis for this. Now even inversion center is present. This you can easily understand. When inversion operation, it can be performed on that. So inversion center, it lies along with the carbon atom itself. Fine. Now very important. So this is D. D, it represents in a principal axis followed by perpendicular C2s. See, these all are perpendicular. Such infinite number of C2s are possible. So now in this case, if I include C infinity axis, this is C infinity axis, all these are perpendicular C2s. So therefore infinite number of perpendicular C2s are present. That's how this molecule, it should go to D2, and this plane which includes all these C2s, that itself is sigma h, which is there for this molecule. Now just one C2 I can show. C2 rotation. See, the molecule, it can be rotated on any of these axes. It need not be just on one axis. On any axis the molecule, it can be rotated. It will give you identical orientation itself. So therefore we have infinite number of C2s, and totally this molecule, it will go to the point group D infinity H. Okay, now what we have discussed today in summary. So we just started with MHS. In that one point group we were left with, that was SN point group, and in this case, in fact, operation possible, it will be only SN. But I have given you important hint that we can mistake this with CN. So whenever it is identified to be CN, we should be careful that we should make sure that it's not SN. That is to be made clear when we decide point group, when we are deciding this SN. So this is an important hint. Otherwise, definitely there are chances that we can go wrong with identifying the point group. Then we had come to molecules with special symmetry. In that, just 2 point groups have been discussed today: C infinity V, D infinity H. So in C infinity V, it's a linear point group without inversion center. So linear molecule, no inversion center, that takes the molecule to C infinity V. Example that we have discussed is HCl. Similarly, a linear molecule with I, which is called as centrosymmetric, that will be C infinity H, and example that we have discussed is this CO2. Hope this video it has given clear idea about SN, C infinity and D infinity H point groups to you, and let's continue with remaining point groups in the next video. So till then, for notification of the new videos, you can quickly subscribe this channel if it is not subscribed, and you can press the bell icon for notifications. If you have liked this video, you can like this, share this to your friends, and thank you for watching this video. Thank you again.